Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 2 of Rebel vs. Sergiu, Third Age Total War online battle things. As you can see, we are here on this grassy flatlands map. This is a map being hosted by me this time. It's incredibly laggy still, or it was incredibly laggy. This battle's slightly longer. As you can see, I've deployed here as Rohan, the men of Rohan, and Sergiu is playing as Isengard. Dick. As you can see, defeat is already a distinct possibility, and we have not even started fighting. So let's take a quick look at my defeated army. I have 2 units of Royal Guard, I have 2 units of Rohan Riders, and 2 units of Arid Heavy Lancers. Now my infantry comprises of simply 3 units of Riddermark Axemen, with my general with one of them, I don't know which, probably this one. Yeah, general's on my left flank here, and then I have 3 units of Riddermark Skirmishers. Sergiu has 3 units of Warg Riders, 3 units of Uruk-hai Pikemen, 3 units of Uruk-hai Infantry, 2 units of Berserkers, 2 units of Crossbowmen, and 2 units of Uruk-hai Archers. I'm buggered. Let's just let's get that over with here. I have no idea what I'm doing. This was just I don't know. Now my plan was to start attacking his crossbows, and this is how well it worked. That was a mistake. That was the first mistake. Here you can see his Wild Riders just charging my skirmishers. I'm advancing. I think I'm advancing. Did I stop advancing? Yeah, I stopped advancing here and pulled my cavalry, pulled my skirmishers back. It's a bit difficult for me to remember where stuff is because, as I mentioned before, this battle was incredibly laggy. This is like taking me hours to do every single move. You know, these battles are sort of like 20 minutes long. Look at this, it's nothing. So yeah. So I pulled my skirmishers back and thought, oh shit, I'm gonna have to try something slightly different. Because look at this, this is almost all mine. He's lost a couple of wargs, sure, but come on, most of that's mine. And he lost no crossbowmen. Shit, not good, not good. It's not a good start to the battle. I've already lost 5%, he lost 1%. So yeah, it's not going well, it's not going well. But look, I have my Royal Guard, and they're advancing. Oh my god, what am I going to be doing? And here you can also see I'm moving my Riddermark Axeman up. Now he massed his wargs, his light cavalry, or sorry, these heavy cavalry. Oh, I thought they were light cavalry. Shows how much I know. Anyway, he masses his wargs on this flank, so I mass my skirmishers and my heavy cav on the opposing flank. Oh, I can't talk this morning. One sec, need a quick drink of coffee. And I'm also charging my oh, that's nice. My heavy lancers and this other unit of Rohan Riders down this flank. The plan being to take out at least some of his ranged unit, because they're the real problem for my cavalry. Here I had the same thought. I was going to try and take down his crossbow. Again, no, just no, rebels, just fucking hell. He also very wisely had them on skirmish mode, so he lost a couple, but nothing major. But look at this, they're rousing. But yeah. So here you can see I'm pulling my cavalry around wide just to try and stop his archers from decimating my forces. Here I saw his pikemen as a pretty good target for my heavy cavalry, as well as his heavy infantry here. I saw as pretty good targets, and then I pulled another unit around the back. His wargs tried to converge on my cavalry. Not good. There wasn't enough micro in that really. I kept my Rohan Riders back, and as well as my skirmishers. As you can see, they're skirmishing here with his heavy infantry, and over there I'm annihilating his wargs. Over here you can see I lost a couple, but not a huge number. And this is how the battle basically goes. It's a ton of hit and run cavalry strikes from me. This was a very fun battle, despite the fact that it was lagging like hell. It was so much fun. As you can see, my Riddermark skirmishers are trying to push through trying to push through the enemy. It's not going to work, obviously, because then they're just not heavy enough. But here, the whole plan here was to disengage and just beat up his wargs, so that I didn't have any problems with them later on in the fight. Here, you can see his Uruk-hai infantry against my cavalry. I know defeat seems certain for these guys, but you can see here these pikemen moving up. You can also see the berserkers here. And those were the two units that I was really, really concerned about. Despite the fact that there are tons of units in each one, they're a big problem still for my cavalry. Here you can see me pinning his pikemen, but because there's so many units in the way, including another unit of pikemen here, I can't get my cavalry into hammer and anvil positions. I try here, try and break through, but again, these infantry are very heavy, very good infantry. Here you can see I left his infantry units pretty much eating dust as they tried to follow my cavalry. I'm pulling my cavalry out of more engagements over here, but my infantry, while it's winning, while it's definitely beating his pikemen, it's still not in a very good place. Here, my Riddermark skirmishers, alongside these Riddermark axemen, are beating his crossbows, but they're crossbows, so that would be expected. Here, Uruk-hai infantry in there, and I'm trying to push my cavalry, vainly trying to push my cavalry through, and also trying to push my axemen up to meet the Uruk-hai infantry. Here you can see my his pikemen just beating the crap out of my skirmishers. These guys are fighting to their death, though, fair dues to them. Here, my heavy lancers are getting a little bit weary of fighting, I think. These pikemen are moving slowly. They're very vulnerable, but I wasn't, in other circumstances, if I had more cavalry, I'd have taken advantage of that. So let's pause quickly and see what's going on. We're at kind of the halfway mark of the battle here. My infantry is doing very well against his pikemen. His pikemen are either retreating or running, but here, berserkers. He swarmed the berserkers in. 2 units of berserkers against 2 units of Riddermark axemen. Those berserkers are going to win easily. My cavalry is pretty much decimated. I've got a few units, and they're still pretty fresh. But look at this. I mean, I've just lost too many. Look at this. He's got practically a full unit here of spearmen, or pikemen rather. He's still got a few archery units left. But all in all, oh no, here's another unit of berserkers. So 1 unit of berserkers is taking down my Riddermark axemen. Is taking down 2 units of Riddermark axemen. But I've killed 55% of his troops, and he's only killed 49% of mine. So yeah, here I'm just giving my cavalry a little bit of a rest. These guys are a little bit far out. I don't think I actually noticed about them, because as you can see, I'm still moving these guys around, crashing into the rear here with his crossbowmen. But he's formed a kind of, I don't know, he's formed a bit of a defence here. I did not see these pikemen. There was a lot of times that I didn't notice that they were pikemen that I was charging. But here you can see I noticed just in time. Came into the back here of his berserkers. But obviously he moves up his pikemen to try and to save his berserkers. And I have to get my cavalry out of there, because my cavalry is the only thing that could possibly win me this battle. Here you can see my Riddermark skirmishers and my Rohan riders just trying to pry through his Uruk-hai infantry and support these Riddermark axemen. But it's not going to work. You can see his pikemen moving up for the rear of whatever unit's left in this fight. It's just not going. It's not going well here. Big gap between the two forces. I'm just going to go and take either on the flanks or the archers. Anything that I can hit, I'll hit with my cavalry. Again, he's moving his pikemen back, so I have to get my guys out of there. Have to get them out. So I go for a rear charge on these guys. And that's the big problem here with this gap here. He actually turned these pikemen around, seeing my charge here with my Royal Guard. But I took down his general first. His general went down first. But yeah, it's not going well. And then my general dies to a pike in the back. Cowardly Uruks. Here you can see me just pulling my cavalry out, just trying to work out what the hell I'm going to do. But obviously, as you can see, they're getting decimated by archers, they're getting decimated by crossbowmen. You know, there's still tons of pikemen. I was going, what the fuck? How the hell have you still got this many pikemen left? Here, Riddermark Axemen are just routing. No chance. And suddenly, defeat is almost a certainty. Yeah. My main target was going to try and be his archers so that I could just salvage something. If I could keep his archers, if I could break his archers and crossbow, then there was a chance that I could keep my cavalry out of the way and away. So if I kept them out of range and defeated his archers, then I could give my cavalry a rest, give my units a chance to come back from routing and all of that. But it's just not going to happen. It's just not enough time. There's plenty of space, there's just not the time. But his pikemen are also very close to his crossbows. He's being very careful here to protect his crossbows. You know, trying to keep his pikemen between his crossbows and my cavalry. Here he forms into kind of a V shape. I don't really know what this was about. It was pretty effective though. Here you can see my guys are actually fighting these berserkers. They've now lost those berserkers, but only because of my cavalry's intervention here. These guys are tired, marching forward slowly. I'm going to start running in a sec. As you can see, I have the freedom now. Just quickly pause this. I have the freedom now, because he has no wargs left, and he's losing units. I have the freedom to move my cavalry pretty much anywhere I want. The majority of my cavalry are either tired or warmed up. I mean, look at these Royal Guards, they're just winded, and they've been fighting for this long. This is actually my general unit, I believe. This was my general unit, or maybe it was the other one. The one that was just behind my general unit in the fight, I can't remember. But look at this, I mean, how many have I got left? I've got 34 against 89 spearmen, 63 spearmen, 44 infantry. Yeah, it's over. However, I'm not one to give up easily. So I'm pulling my cavalry around, just because if I can get into here, if I can push through. My thinking was, if I can pin these guys here with my infantry, keep them busy, and then I can charge my cavalry straight through here, and then peel them off and around again and do the same. But he actually had his infantry, his Urukai infantry here, slowing my guys up. It was a very clever move. He's sort of formed this triangle type thing, and obviously once he'd worked out where my axemen were going, bam, he just flings his pikemen around, and whoops, my cavalry gets owned. But my tactic kind of works, sort of, not really though, because half my guys are routing, so yeah, battle's over, let's just speed this up. You know, I come back for a couple of charges. Basically, this is just me suiciding, just trying to get the battle over without actually surrendering. But we all know it's over, come on. I stand no chance. Look at that cavalry, Royal Guard, straight through those pikemen. Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. But these are the results, and I think this actually tells a very interesting story. He deployed twice as many men as me-ish. I lost pretty much all of mine. But look at the number of men that he lost. He has so few left. It's actually quite impressive. I killed tons more than he did, probably twice as many men as he did. If you look at this, Air-Red Heavy Lancers, 135 kills, 103 kills from a unit of Royal Guard. That's pretty good. Despite the fact that I lost, I was very, very happy with that. That was a very good fight. It was a lot of fun, and I would like to thank Sergiu for those fights. It was good. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. Despite the fact that our respective internets were absolutely crap, it was good fun, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that. And so yeah, for something that was pretty spontaneous, that was good fun. So again, thank you to Sergiu, and I hope you've all enjoyed these. Hopefully there'll be a few more online battles between advisors, or between anyone really. I'll probably just be recording the replays. Recording the replays of the ones that I had quite a lot of fun with. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.